Coastal Combat 4 as we start to get down to the business end of the night. We'll now call up fight number 11, and introducing first out of the red corner, we have Hannah Thomas.
Due to an injury, Beck Wheel from Whitsunday Martial Arts had to pull out from a second grade MCL tear. So Beck was unable to compete, so hopefully she gets better soon. We can see her back in the cage. So big props to Hannah for taking this fight on relatively short notice. One MMA fight for one loss by submission, which is noted by armbar, which should be interesting against her opponent. But does come in with a 2-1 Muay Thai record, 3 gold and 2 silver, 1 bronze for BJJ. Favorite fighter, Holly Holm, purely for the head kick on Ronda Rousey. So we'll see how that plays. As she's coming up as very, very strong judoka in her opponent, Kristie. We'll be looking to see Hannah come out nice and fast and strong. Don't think there'll be much of a feeling out process in this fight.
And introducing her opponent out of the blue corner, we have a Kristie and Ryder.
Well, what can we say about Kristie and Ryder? But an Olympian, 2008 Beijing Olympics for judo, under 52 kilos. Not much higher accolade than that. I think we have some very strong, notable females in the world MMA community. Ronda Rousey, Kayla Harrison, coming from a very strong judo background. Also, an early childhood teacher, fighting out of Alliance BJJ Brisbane and Gamebred Combat Club. Notable training partners, Ryan Bishop, who also fighting on the card tonight. It'd be interesting to see how her stand-up is, whether she's been working on it nice and strong, or she's relying heavily on her grappling background. Obvious favourite submission, armbar, whether she's on top or bottom, and noted as well as a very strong BJJ competitor with a blue belt state championship. Says here she's fighting out of Fifth Wave Gym in Brisbane. But jumps
so ladies and gentlemen, fight number 11 this evening will be an amateur women's featherweight bout contested over 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, she weighed in at 56.25 kilos and trains out of Ronin Academy. A one-fight amateur veteran making her second appearance in the cage tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hannah Thomas. And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, she weighed in at 56.95 kilos and trains out of Fifth Wave Martial Arts, a member of the 2008 Australian Olympic Judo team, tonight making her amateur MMA debut. Give it up for Kristie and Ryder. And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Phil Cassidy.
And here we go. Touch gloves and we're off. Kristie, southpaw, who runs straight for that takedown. Big throw.
Well, no secret what the game plan is for Kristie and Ryder there, Anton, straight into that takedown.
And no time wasted in shooting straight away.
And here we go, already looking for the rubber guard, of course. Hannah Thomas listing some of her coaches there, Chris Spence in particular, 10th Planet Blue Belt. So she has listed rubber guard as one of her favourite things to do when she's on her back. So,
and she's keeping control of Kristie at the moment, not allowing her to posture and strike. As you can see, the Olympic tattoo on the back of her left leg representing her competition in Beijing.
And a nice pass there, beautiful mount take. And now looking to isolate an arm. Of course, we know all judokas love that arm bar from this position.
Needs to be noted that Hannah was actually placed in an arm bar in her last fight and had a lovely hitchhiker's escape. As we see Kristie isolating that one arm.
So there's potential for a triangle here if she decides to roll to her back. She has got one leg over, looks like the left shoulder of Hannah Thomas.
Looking for the straight arm bar, maybe.
It's hard to tell from our angle. But there we go, there's the transition. Coming up into a triangle position.
She needs to posture, get her head out there. There we go.
There's the arm bar though. And belly down, looks like she's got it, that's tight. And here we see that same escape from Hannah Thomas as she steps over to try and escape this position. Looks like she might be free for the moment. And there it is, nice defense, Anton.
Very nicely done. Still underneath, but like to see her try and work her way back up if possible.
Yeah, of course, Hannah Thomas 2-1 in Muay Thai as well, so she does probably have the striking advantage on the feet, but Kristie and Ryder letting go of some shots there. In an awkward position here.
Is that a mouse opening up already under the right eye of Kristie? Maybe she caught a couple of punches on her transitions. Interesting side control position with that overhook lace of that far leg.
And maybe Kristie looking to go to a Kesikatami type position here, but instead looks for the crucifix again. So those game-bred fighters, because Kristie, of course, fighting out of fifth wave, but doing some training at game-bred. Beautiful transition into another armbar here.
Hannah doing a very good job of keeping close. And stepping around, rotating her arm yet again, saving herself. Oh, if she gets her arm, tie end of round.
Well, beautiful display of grappling there, Anton. Obviously, the submission offense coming fast and furious there from Kristie and Ryder, but Hannah Thomas, submission defense holding up so far.
Doing an excellent job of rotating that arm to take some of that pressure off that elbow, giving her a little bit more breathing room and a little bit more time to work her body into that escape.
Of course, one of the first things you teach the kids into kids jiu-jitsu class when they're going for that armbar, they need that thumb pointing towards the roof. So if you can get enough rotation on your arm, you do take the pressure off the elbow joint. And those are basically variations of that in the escapes that we've seen Hannah hit so far. Chris Spence from Ronin Academy there in the corner for Hannah Thomas, 10th Planet Blue Belt.
I wonder what golden words he's giving Hannah at the moment. You know, just start with the sprawl straight up. Yep. Sprawl as hard as you can, as fast as you can.
The floor is lava.
That's it.
And the team from Fifth Wave and Gamebred doing a great job in the corner there of Kristie and Ryder. Must be awesome to work with an athlete of her caliber. You can already tell the physical strength that she has with that opening takedown and some of those grappling exchanges.
Standing in a southpaw position. As we said before, her head is relatively still. Oh, lovely head kick.
Beautiful head kick from Hannah Thomas.
Oh, straight into that hip throw.
The judo prevailing there in the clinch. So maybe a little bit rocked, but still managed to get the technique beautifully executed.
I think that rush forward from Hannah actually helped Kristie in that hip throw.
Yeah, judo practitioners love it when they have an opponent that comes at them at speed like that. As now it looks like Hannah Kristie, I should say, on top in side control, looking to isolate an arm. But again, some good defense so far from Hannah Thomas. So worth noting as well that Kristie and Ryder, we've spoken a lot about her judo skills, but also the current blue belt state champion here in Queensland. So I wasn't actually at states this year, but I heard from some of my training partners that she absolutely ran through that division. So now she takes mount. We'll see what kind of damage she can inflict, Anton.
Hopefully Hannah can keep up this, just the ability to stay calm in these situations, work for her escapes, and therefore when the opportunity arises, she's able to utilise it. Kristie's doing a great job, grapevining her legs, keeping her hips flat on the ground, preventing Hannah from escaping, driving those hips up, creating some space.
Yeah, keeping her weight very low. Obviously, get a lot more control in this position, but you do sacrifice a bit of power. When you see the fighters posture up, they can usually get a little bit more pop in their punches.
She definitely needs to be, Hannah needs to be careful doing that punch escape where she's isolating that one arm.
Big shots again from this crucifix position. Our referee, Phil Cassidy, has had enough. There we go, beautiful finish for our fighter in the blue corner. 2008 Olympic team member, and gets the win here in our MMA debut at Coastal Combat. So ladies and gentlemen, our referee has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 7 seconds of round number 2, declaring your winner by TKO in the blue corner, Kristie and Ryder. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with our winner from fight number 11, the 2008 Olympian Kristie Ann Ryder. Gets it done by TKO in the second round. Just having a quick chat to you before we read the decision. I don't know who's teaching that crucifix class at Gamebred, but that's 3 finishes that we've seen now from fighters that do some training at Gamebred. What are you guys doing up there?
Simon, where'd Simon go? That is badass. He taught me that like 2 weeks ago. I was like, I need to learn this.
So big shout out to Simon Close. He runs away, of course, doing a lot of your training at Fifth Wave MMA as well. How's the transition been from judo into the full world of MMA?
I have a little boy, Grayson. He's 4, so I've had some time off. And I just made a decision this year that I wanted to come back, and I wasn't finished, so I wanted to have a go. And I just had to get out here to tell Lonnie that I've got bigger muscles than him, so...
Well, there we go. Flex off needed back at Gamebred. And lastly, I'm sure there's a lot of people you'd like to thank.
Oh, so many. Claire's done so much to help me get here and talk me into it. And Joel's put on an awesome show. He talked me into this too. Thanks, Joel. And all my friends up here, Mum, Dana. Like I said, I've got a little boy, so he comes to all my training sessions. He's an awesome kid. And, you know, my best friend babysits him on Fridays, and my mum has him whenever she can. So those guys, I owe all of this to you guys. Thank you so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for our winner, Kristie Ann Ryder.